You begged for a sign. You screamed into the void. Tears, prayers, promises, bargains, but nothing answered, just silence. And still, you obeyed. You told yourself it was mercy, that maybe God was working in silence, that maybe the test was about trust. But what if it wasn't? What if the silence was never about love, never about patience or divine mystery? What if the silence was the test, not of faith, but of obedience, of how long you would kneel with nothing? They taught you to see silence as holy, to bow to absence, to find meaning in the void. But that's not faith. That's programming. A loyal pet doesn't need instructions. It sits when told, even if no one's in the room, even if the hand that fed it is gone, because it remembers the command. And you remembered the command. You followed it, even when the voice went silent. That silence, it wasn't divine. It was strategic. It forced you to build your own chains, to label your suffering as sacred, to confuse your submission with virtue. Because obedience without evidence, that is the purest form of control. You didn't need answers. You needed permission to stop thinking. And they gave it to you by saying nothing. So tell me, was it mercy, or was it manipulation at its most elegant? A God who does nothing and still receives worship doesn't need power. He is power. And the test? It was never about whether you'd pass. It was about whether you'd ever dare to ask the wrong question. And you didn't. You obeyed. You still obey. Because somewhere in that silence, you heard what you feared most, that maybe God was never listening, or worse, that he was